Deku's the Fairy King. Let's go. Yeah, sorry about that. That was fun. That was funnier in my head. If you guys didn't find it funny, go ahead and put it down in the comments. Who knows? You're probably doing it right now. So yeah, this is What If Deku Had Disaster? And like I said, Disaster is King's ability from Seven Deadly Sins. Even though you technically don't get much into detail about it until a little later on in the series, later on in the series of Seven Deadly Sins, when they're facing the Ten Commandments. Yeah, I'm supposed to be doing a what if, not explaining the plot of Seven Deadly Sins. Anyway, yeah, it's Deku who had disaster. The ship is Deku X Zero. I drew it in a bag thing, whatever I did for it, and it now goes like this. I don't know how to do this anyway. Let's get it in. We're already mid in, and I'm only rambling about random stuff that has nothing to do with the video. Anyway, let's get on. Where we last left off, Aizawa had walked into the classroom, and everyone was curious about what they're doing for their physical examinations of their quirks. Now, Deku has had his quirk for his entire life, and it's mostly only made him float. So, most things he will do well in. Deku, he just flies full force, and he gets... It's approximately, let's say, about 1.23 seconds on the 50-meter dash, which is easy. He gets pretty much he gets far enough from the launch where he passes. I can't really exactly say how that's judged. So, yeah. And then the ball throw, where he just controlled the ball and had it flow as far as he possibly could before his powers ran out of range. So I'm going to say it's within possibly 1,500 meters, I'm going to say, is where I'm going to estimate for that. Yeah, I'm not so good with the determinations of this. Now, strength-related tasks, it's hard for him to do. So, for the grip strength, Deku tries to use One for All, and he succeeds. And actually does manage to hold back a little. Because he was also focusing on his disaster. And disaster can control the severity of an injury. Meaning Deku wasn't that hurt after using it. Seeing how he used One for All and he didn't get that injured, Deku was curious about what else his abilities are, thanks to One for All boost to his normal powers. And normally, he's gonna be naturally curious. Let's say after all the tests are done, since they don't go into much detail about any of the other ones, I'm gonna say that he passed and he got up into the top 10. I'm gonna say top 10. And I'm not going to expel anybody, because let's say Aizawa saw a lot of potential for everyone in the class and thought everything would be fine and dandy if he just left them all in. Now, Deku is kind of curious about what's up with him, and Deku knew he used One for All, and he didn't get that hurt, so he's wondering what the heck's going on. He ends up walking home, and he's joined by Jiro, the girl that he had saved, and she actually walks home with him. And she again thanks him for saving her that one time, and Deku is just happy that he could help somebody, because for the longest time he thought his only ability was to float and make small objects float. So yeah, even though that would be kind of useful if he strengthened it. But yeah. So, Deku, who got himself his first friend, and he also is met up with Ida and Uraka, who are still friendly with him. And everything goes by pretty easily. Later on, it's the hero versus villain in training, where it's Deku and Uraka versus Bakugo and Ida. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out some things, so Oh, I'm going to be sticking to a formula here, so I will experiment more later on. And Deku and Uraraka simply just float into the building. They float around for a bit. And let's say Deku's hero costume is a mixture of Canon and King's outfit. Yeah, I'm going to say that because it makes sense. You know what? I'm going to put some fan art right here that would actually give you an idea of what it would look like. It should be right here-ish, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to try to put it in here on editing, and I should probably stop talking about it because that would be too long. Anyway, Deku, who carries in his pillow, which is actually very funny now that I think about it. Uraraka is very curious about how really everyone's curious why Deku has a pillow with him, and Deku says, "Oh, you'll see, my friends, you'll see." Deku floats into the building, carrying Uraraka onto his pillow because he figures it might lower their sound. And then Deku, who feels that Bakugo's around the corner, who then jumps and explodes into the chastful. And he goes, then Deku yells, "Guardian!" The pillow transformed into that teddy bear. Looking whatchamadoo. Yeah. It's going to be a kind of a weird one. Because, yeah. Everything looks fine and dandy, and it really does work. It captures Bakugo, who then manages to explode bits using his hands, but they're not as powerful against the Guardian since it's made of moss, and anything that's flame-related is resisted. So it takes a bit more energy and effort than Bakugo who would normally do to get out of the grass or something like that. And the pillow monster thing just turns into the Spirit Festival, which then floats around Deku. And really, there's not much Deku can do in a small space with much of Chestival's ability, so he decides to think of something special, something that he's been training with, especially for Bakugo, because Bakugo's always been that person that he wanted to surpass growing up, and so Deku would figure out a way. He puts Chestival back into its pillow form and sends Uraraka off with it, and then Bakugo's like, "Deku, do you really think you can beat me without your fancy little weapon?" "Oh, yes, I do." Deku then starts wiggling his fingers around, and then Bakugo feels a streaming down his palms, on his arms, on his face. And then he notices something strange happening to Deku. He starts noticing little droplets forming, and then all of it starts condensing into a small orb. And then Bakugo's like, "What the heck is that?" "This, Bakugo, is a mixture of our sweat. Using my disaster ability, I decided to condense it into one little point. So let's go with a few demonstrations of what I can do with it." It scatters, flying across the hallway. It's actually causing dents, and it slashes Bakugo on the shoulder. Because, Bakugo saw it coming, and he dodged and it cut him on the shoulder. And he goes, "Well, Deku, I guess I ain't so useful after all." Then Deku goes, "Status promotion." And then all of a sudden, the cut on Bakugo's arm gets worse. Only mildly, because Deku's only trying to show Bakugo how much he can do with it. And he goes, "What the heck? What the heck are you doing?" And Deku's like, with a smile, "This is my ability of disaster. I can control things, really, any way I feel. But let's fix you up, because I want you to be at top notch before I defeat you. Status, demotion." Bakugo's injury becomes little more than a paper cut. He goes, and Bakugo is wondering, what the heck happened to him? He used to only make himself float, and now this? How the heck did this guy get so much more powerful? Bakugo feels like he has no choice to beat Deku by using his gauntlet. Deku calls back his chastity and he goes, "Increase." Summoning forth his little stinger blades. At the same time Bakugo fires the explosion, and he fires his blades right back at it to neutralize it. And then he goes, "Guardian!" Capturing Bakugo again, and this time the Guardian actually wrapped something around Bakugo using its other hands. It was the day Bakugo had been captured. And Bakugo was frankly really angry at it. But Bakugo realizes that he lost to someone better. But then he starts thinking, if Deku didn't have this weapon, he would never have defeated me. Bakugo says nervously because he had realized what Deku did using his own sweat. So, Bakugo becomes to form more of a rivalry with Deku over time. Ida is easily defeated because of Deku using his Guardian, of course, because he has more space there, and really, what else would he need? And yeah, everything's fine and dandy. Deku and Uraraka are the winners, and really, everyone is surprised at what Deku can do with his quirk. Everyone's wondering, hey, what's up with that spear of his? And Deku goes, from what I can gather, this is a part of my quirk that awakened recently, because then Deku reveals a little mark on his leg, the Grizzly Sin mark. And Deku goes, same thing is, the spear appeared the same day I got this mark. I wasn't born with this. I didn't even get it. It just appeared when I got my spear. Jiro looks back at it, and then she thinks back to what happened with it, because she didn't notice it either, and everything. And it's weird. Yeah, I'm trying to implement more stuff, so give me a break. It's hard doing this. Anyway, everyone else's matches go the same as normal, even though we don't really know much of the outcomes. But yeah, everything seems to be fine and dandy. Later on, it's the USJ attack, and Deku really just feels happy about it because he's been wanting to experiment with his power a bit more. He knows that Chastful will be able to rescue people easily, but there will be times where he won't be able to use Chastful that well. He has one for all in all, but he has figured out how to use it. He's figured out how to use pieces of it and then mildly heal himself. He still gets injured, but it's at a low enough rate where he can still use his body. Deku really isn't sure what's going on, and then later on, they all gather in, meet 13. Everyone on top of that, they're gonna get some training in, and then the black portal opens up. It's Kurogiri releasing all of the villains and the Nomu. Yeah, this series is pretty good. That's so far from what I can feel. Anyway, everyone walks in, and then Kurogiri actually teleports all the kids to the same places they are. Deku doesn't fall in the water because he floats in the air, so yeah. Sitting on Chastful, he actually finds Sue and Mineta on the boat, and he's trying to figure out a way for them to get out here and capture the villains at the same time. He thinks it'd be best if they capture the villains so they wouldn't become trouble later on. So Deku decides, I guess one for all we have to do it. Deku flies up, he tells Sue and Mineta that they should jump as soon as they see the signal, and they'll know it when they see it. Deku powers up 2 fingers, because he doesn't know how well one for all will work, and he goes, Delaware Smash, flicking into the water, and creating the whirlpool. Then Mineta fires off his sticky balls. I cannot say that with a straight face, sorry. Okay, adhesive spheres. Still can't say it. And the villains are captured. They go in, and they're by the shore. They see that Aizawa is being pummeled by the Nomu. And then, out of nowhere, Shigaraki comes, saying, All Might should be very mad if one of the kids got hurt. Then seeing this, Deku reacts and uses One for All at a full punch, and hitting the Nomu that had deflected the impact. And then Deku uses Chastful in its pillow form to save Sue and Mineta, as Deku, who just floats back and starts using a disaster on his arm, going, status demotion. He uses his disaster to heal himself, and then he goes, Chastful, Guardian! He uses his Guardian to fight back the Nomu, and hopefully get back. He gets everyone else to safety, and has no idea where anyone else is, so he uses a special form of disaster that should help him out a bit. Disaster Grass Guardians! he uses his disaster ability to control the trees and plants and everything there to form little golems. And then he sends them out looking for all the students. Jiro, Momo, and Denki are saved by one of them, which actually form as loudspeakers so everyone can hear Deku as well. He goes, everyone, we gotta defeat these villains and get out of here soon. They have a monster here that supposedly could be All Might, so you gotta be careful. Deku, who is controlling his guardian the best he can, and also using whatever injuries that the Nomu gets, it's from the guardian, with disaster increasing it, only to see that's healing. He goes, chastity pull, increase. Then he sends out all the blades and he goes, status promotion. All the minor cuts that the minor or major cuts that the Nomu receives are instantly multiplied, cutting it in several places just to have it regrow. And then Deku, who starts thinking, guardian and increase can't work. What else would there work? I could try that, but I was saving it for later. But then he remembers, guardian. The guardian pops up behind the Nomu who is struggling, and he goes, fossilization. Another spear pops out of the guardian and impales the Nomu, and then the Nomu starts turning gray, and it's becoming stone-like, and then all that's left is the statue of the monster that once was. The guardian then shatters it because he doesn't know how long it will last. And then Shigaraki sees this, and he's panicking, scratching his neck and everything, going, he cheated. How dare he cheat? And then Kurogiri opens a portal for Shigaraki to put his hand through and try to grab the guardian. And then it is starting to decay. But then it just shatters on its own and reforms near Deku. When he goes, that won't work on my spirit spear. Here's Shigaraki. No matter how many times it's shattered, it will always reform. I've tried it once. It still works. With mad Shigaraki, he just goes out, leaves his allies behind, and everything is pretty good. All Might arrives late just to find out that Deku had handled everything. I think everyone is saved, and really, Deku just floats down and he falls onto his pillow, thinking, oh my goodness, that was so much energy. I'm not used to this. Because, yeah, let's say Deku doesn't really have magical power, but let's say he does use energy. Let's just say energy. And it did strain him a lot. And Deku did have to heal himself a couple of times, which still takes up a lot of energy. Then he also had the worst injuries for the Nomu, and yeah, Deku had saved the day. All Might's proud of him, and everyone at the UA congratulates Deku, and he is awarded as a hero. Everyone else is just glad to be okay, and Jiro's thinking, can't believe Deku did all that. Amazing. And the day is saved, everyone goes home, everyone's happy. Really, that's the best shot I got for ending this. This is the end for me for this video. And really, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is part 2 of What If Deku Had Disaster. Yeah, I'm gonna try to implement a special thing next week. If I don't, I'm sorry. I'm just trying kind of slammed for the next few days with a few errands. I'm gonna be slammed, so I hope you guys can understand. Well, anyway, this is What If Deku Had Disaster Part 2. If you guys like this What If, if you like my channel, like, comment, subscribe, let me know in the comments below what you think. I have a few ideas for what ifs I want to do in the future, so let me know later, and let's see. I'll see you around, I guess. Go Beyond, plus Ultra. Love you guys. You guys are a great audience. Thanks for sticking here with me, even though I don't know why you're here.